Well, we are live here with another Office Hours. Thanks for tuning in. This is Dr. Mondo, and it's Thursday, a little after 4 o'clock, actually a little bit of a later start here today for this special report. It's a little bit later in the day because the day ran a little bit later, and so we're trying a new format on here today for Office Hours. We're going to have fun with this. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but basically what we're doing now is we're going to just, if you have a hashtag of a question or a topic that you want to discuss, put a hashtag below of a topic that you would like to discuss. And in this special edition of Office Hours, we will try out this new format, and we will go ahead and give you, go ahead and talk about your topic. So again, if you have a hashtag that you want to throw out there, and you can see some of the hashtags that are scrolling above my dome right now, that you can go ahead. Hey Maureen, hey Shirley, hey Adam, what's going on? Mary Tara, looks like everybody, and yeah, happy birthday Shirley, it is her birthday. So yeah, if you guys have a hashtag that you want to bring up as a topic for today's Office Hours, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, we're going to use one of these topics above. And some of these topics right now that they're throwing out to me are not necessarily what we would typically talk about on Office Hours. And again, if you're tuning in brand new, who am I? I'm Dr. Mondo, and what do I do? I'm a licensed therapist. I'm an obesity and weight loss researcher, a health advocate, and I have an online program called Rewriting Your Story. I have a practice in Sacramento, California, where I see people and I help people in their journeys, not just with weight loss. It's also with everything that people experience, usually in relation to those struggles, which is anxiety, depression, marital struggles, and so. Anyway, I'm a therapist, and you could ask me just about anything you can think of. And again, we're doing a new format here today, thanks to Facebook Live, where you throw a hashtag, and you throw the hashtag, it'll appear in the up above space, and we could do we could spend a little bit of time on that topic. I'll show you how it works in a second. So anyway, I'm here today to do what we do on Thursdays, which is Office Hours, and I'm here to take your questions. We just had a really, really amazing, if you didn't have a chance to watch it, we had a really amazing Tuesday Rewriting My Story broadcast at the home of Rob Stewart of Rob on the Road. If you guys are unfamiliar with Rob on the Road, it's a really great show. It's on PBS. You guys can watch it. It's nationally syndicated. And Rob shared his story about rewriting his story. And Rob lost 75 pounds, but his story was not really a whole lot, at least in that telecast, about him losing 75 pounds. It was so much deeper. It was so much more powerful than just another weight loss story. He talked so much about addiction, and he talked about loneliness, and he talked about anxiety, and so those were topics that were just central to Rob's story. And rewriting his story was so much about really getting to the heart of acceptance of himself and acceptance of expressing his true self to people and getting in community where he could do that. There was just so much stuff that again, I think could just resonate with, that people could resonate with. So anyway, I really hope you guys get a chance to go ahead and watch that episode. If you haven't already watched that episode, make sure that you do. And that of course is always available. You can rewatch any of the episodes after they air on Tuesday. You can go do that, as a matter of fact, right now. So let's see if we can comment a hashtag. No, let's see. So speaking of, let's do that. Let's do a reactions roundup. Whoa, this is interesting. Okay, this is the first time we've tried this, but reactions roundup. What are the reactions that we had from Tuesday night's broadcast? So if you tuned in on Tuesday, what were your reactions that you had to Rob's interview? We'd love to hear about it. Again, this is an opportunity we have some people coming in with some loves. What did you think about the interview that Rob did the other day? We had a wow. This is a wow for me. Again, this is me trying out a new filter, so thanks for experimenting with me here. But so that's reactions roundup. What was your reactions again to last week's show with Rob on the road. It was very emotional, Maureen said. Very emotional. I would agree. There were some things that stood out to me in that broadcast, some things that Rob said that spoke directly to my heart. And if they did to you, I'd love to hear more about what those things were. So share again your reactions. Again, it was different but really good. It wasn't just about weight loss. Yeah, Richard, exactly. It was a completely different broadcast than what we're used to. I think we'll have Rob back on and we'll talk more about weight loss. But it was cool because he just was able to give so much of his perspective on what growth has looked like for him. And, one of the things he talked about that I've thought a lot about the last few days is, am I okay right now? And there's just the idea of that is so powerful. Am I okay right now in this moment? And I thought that was so powerful. And Maureen, thank you for sharing that. And I'm sorry to hear that. So I imagine that broadcast was very emotional for you. And for a lot of people, let's see. I'm sorry. I'm playing with this format here, and it's obviously a little bit ridiculous. So let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and click on one of these so I can get this stupid thing off my head, and then we will switch topics. So pizza. I don't know about pizza. Rihanna, yeah, I don't think we're going to talk about Rihanna unless someone really wants to. NBA playoffs, we could always talk about NBA playoffs. Do me a favor, comment a hashtag so I can get this thing off my head and we can move on from the reactions roundup. They really want to talk about Rihanna and I Love You. I don't understand what's baby grow? What is that? I'm not too sure. What baby grow it is. Star Wars, not really into Star Wars. I talk about coffee all day. Confused. Yeah. In other news, I am very confused. I don't know why I have to have this thing on my head though. I'm very confused about what's happening here today. Cool format hashtag. Yeah, maybe we could talk about that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we could talk about the cool format. This is a viewer request from Richard Hubbard, and he says that it looks like it was a fail, that this format has been interesting. I don't know if we'll go back to it. It did get my hat off, so thank you. Continue to type in. What are the things you want to talk about in office hours? We are trying out a brand new format. It's probably the only time we'll ever try this format out again. But again, if you guys have some questions that you want to talk about in here today, we will. Meanwhile, ridiculous things will be happening all over the screen as we go around here. And so now we're kind of getting some other ones that are scrolling up there too. All right, which one should we take here? I'm just gonna have fun with this one. If we're gonna do it, we got to talk about NBA playoffs are tonight. I'm gonna go back to my sportscasting days. Anyone? Actually, they're not tonight. They were last night. Anyone watching these playoffs? My gosh, this is just how boring is the NBA right now? I'm sorry, but the NBA is so boring. Yeah. Richard, if you could put hashtag race advice, I'll grab that one. But the NBA is so boring right now. It's going to be a sweep this year by the Warriors. And man, I don't know. The AAU NBA, don't get me started on that. I get so frustrated with these guys all wanting to play together. And unfortunately, it looks like the trend's only going to continue as these super teams get formed. So anyway, NBA playoffs, not a big fan of that right now. But what about this new segment that we have? And it's a viewer request, and it's race advice. So Richard's doing a 7.1 race on Sunday, and he's asking for some race advice. Richard, I'll tell you, some of my advice is just realizing that the longer you go on those runs, the better it is in terms of the experience. You're going to love it. So I'm really excited for you. And some of my favorite race advice is to start slow and to taper off. Don't worry about pace, and at least for me, that was the way I ran. And that was something that for me I think was really important, was to just again start slow and taper off. Don't worry about pace. Go out there, have fun, be in the moment, take it all in. And when I take it all in, one of my favorite things about races and what I miss so much is just not just the endorphins, but also to how many cool people you would meet on out there that are just sitting on the sidelines to cheer you on. I just thought that was always the coolest thing, is to watch people who would come out and would just take the time out of their day to cheer you on. So I think my advice would be to don't worry about pace, to go have fun and realize the longer you run, the more euphoric it gets, and to just be in the moment, you know. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but enjoy it. Enjoy every part of the journey. Don't get so caught up on, how fast am I going, or, mile marker. Just go have fun, and you'll love it. And you do got this. What's going on? Another one. Yeah, this is my first broadcast where I could actually say I'm a member of the Missing Chins, and so that's really cool. If you guys aren't familiar with the Missing Chins Running Club, we're actually going to have not just one member from Missing Chins that's going to be coming up on a future broadcast. We're going to have multiple members, so that should be really cool. Again, guys, new segment that we're doing here, new format. Thanks to Facebook. We tried this out. I don't know if we'll ever do it again, but we're going to do it for today, and we'll just have fun with it. But if you have your question for office hours, put a hashtag below, and then I will be able to click on your hashtag, and we will make that the topic that we will be talking about. So right now we're talking about gearing up for races and what you can do. Another thing too, we're talking about good night's sleep the night before. I always slept terribly the night before a race. I sleep terribly, I think, before anything that I'm excited for. So as much as I would love to say get a good night's sleep, I don't know if I would always take my own advice with that. So again, guys, you got to give me some topics here. Otherwise, we're talking about baby growth. What is that? I'm confused. Tired minions. We already talked about NBA playoffs. I wish they would just give you some more options, because this stuff is tough. So again, if you have a topic that you want to talk about, throw it out as a hashtag, and we will try this. And this is probably the only time that we'll ever try this broadcasting format. So give it a try. What else from, I'm going to tell you this too. I was going to say, what else from the other night? So again, in the recapping of Tuesday's episode of Rewriting My Story with Rob Stewart, what were some of the takeaways that you guys had that are sticking with you? And the other stuff too is just reminding you, we have some really cool guests coming up this next few weeks. I feel like I always say that, and it's because I believe it. Honestly, I get so excited about the people that we have on, and as a matter of fact, that's a trending report. I don't know about that. This is ridiculous. Pizza, really? I mean, I don't know why. I didn't even pick pizza, but apparently that's the trending report. Okay, I'll stick with it and just give you the quick update. So the trending report, this is ridiculous. The trending report is that we are going to have on some really amazing runners the next few weeks, and you're going to see one of them next week. Dan's going to be our guest, and then we also have another big. I'm sorry, I can't even stay. Give me another hashtag. Someone give me another hashtag so I get this stupid pizza off my head. I can't even think about who my guests are going to be on the show because I'm thinking about this stupid pizza. So help me out here. Comment a hashtag and we can switch up. But we're going to have lots of runners on is my point in the next month. And I'm getting back to running. I think some of you are getting back to running. I'm going to have to run if I keep getting these pizza on my head, because this is, stupid pizza. That is something that we're going to have to talk about on here. And now it's stuck. Like, what's the deal? It's stuck on this trending report. I might have to just ride this out. Don't know where to begin regarding my story. Cauliflower pizza. Yeah. And now it's done. Like, that's the last one I get. Do I have to start over? Mindful eating. I would love to talk about mindful eating. Okay, we may have to start these office hours over, because otherwise I'm going to have pizza on my head, and that's just going to be really distracting. Comment a hashtag. Stay with me. I'll be right back.